Hello everyone, I'm the Whiskey Enthusiast. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight it's going to be an educational one. It's how to buy whiskey or how to read the labels of the bottle you're buying. Now, this channel is not for experts, it's not for people who are so high up in their whiskey journey, they know everything. It's for everyone. It's for beginners and medium and advanced and all. Whoever is interested in whiskey is welcome to my domain, to my arms. No, it could be daunting if you're just getting into your journey of whiskey and there's so many writings on the bottle, and most of them are to attract you, to take you to buy them, because they want your custom. So it's important to differentiate what is real, what is not, what is marketing, and what matters and what does not. Pretty words are great, but we need to find what is actually important. So that's why I brought some some good examples of what you should read and what you should find. Now, of course, it all starts with the kind of whiskey you're buying. This channel mostly focuses on Scotch, but I do some world whiskies as well every now and again. But it's mostly Scotch we have, and one English whiskey. Anyway, so this one, the Isle of Skye Blended Scotch 8. Now, blended Scotch whiskey, that's the one you read. Now, that's important. They have to write that. Blended Scotch means it's a blend of malt and grain whiskies all blended together. Malt is, single malts are malted barley, whiskies made from entirely of malted barley, and grain whiskies made from entirely of grain like corn, wheat, rye, whatever grains you can think of. And blended Scotch are a blend of that. So that's important. This is a blended Scotch. It's not a malt, it's not a single grain, it's a blended Scotch. And 8 years old is important also. If there's an age statement on the bottle, it has to be the youngest whiskey in here. There could be whiskies up to 10, 15, 20 years of age, could be, but there can't be any 7 years whiskey in this one. Then if that was the case, then it had to be 7. So whatever age is, by law, it has to be the youngest whiskey in there. And it says, rich in distinctive island and Speyside malts. It could be, very well. Island malts and Speyside malts, absolutely. We can't, discuss that unless you find the recipe. It could be rich in that. We don't know the percentage, so that's correct. Matured in oak casks. Yeah, this is the point where you say, no shit, Sherlock, because by Scotch laws, you have to mature the whiskey in oak casks. So that is it. If it's a Scotch and if it says matured in oak cask, bullshit. They all have to be. Well, not bullshit, but you don't have to say that to sell you. It's all in gold and matured in oak casks. And then limited batch release. Again, one of those bullshit remarks, just you gotta pass it. If it's a limited batch, where's the batch number? Where's the barrel you picked this batch from? So that was one thing. You need to look at the alcohol level. What does it say? 40% ABV. So by law, whiskey has to be minimum 40% ABV, alcohol by volume, in this bottle. And it's also said there. So that needs to write. It needs to be minimum 40. If it's 35, if it's 39, it's not whiskey in Scotland and US. The NCL is the bottle's size. Then we have this one. This is a very informative one, Glenmorangie Quinta Ruben. I did the review of this up there. Port cask finish, that's important. Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. Highland is the region where this whiskey is. Scotland has 5 regions, and Highlands are one of them. And so Speyside, Highlands, Lowlands, the Isla, and the Isla. The islands are not a region, but although some people like to put it, but they're more on the Highlands. So, and Campbelltown is the 5th region, which is the smallest. It used to be the largest. And this is Highland Scotch whiskey. That's important. Port cask finish, that's important. It's finished in port cask, great. Aged 14 years, again, minimum age is 14, so there could be older stock in this, but it doesn't matter. If it says 14, it's 14. Aged in American oak bourbon casks, that's important. Now, if it just said oak, again, bullshit, but bourbon, American oak bourbon casks. It could have been European oak sherry casks. It could have been, at least it gives you where it's from, so you know what kind of cask influence you're waiting for. And then finished in fine ruby port casks. Again, giving you the information which casks it went through. For a bold and velvety whiskey, marketing. You don't need to take this into account. 46% ABV, it's important. And then the rest is just gimmicky things. Now we have this one, Compass Box Orchard House. Again, the review will be up there. I did it, so. This is a blended malt Scotch whiskey. Blended malt means a blend of single malts from the different distilleries, and you blend it. There's no grain whiskey in it. The difference between blended Scotch and blended malt is it's a blend of malt whiskies, basically. And fragrant, sweet balance. Personal preference. You don't need to think about that. Non-chill filtered, natural color. These are important. Two important statements. So, natural color, meaning that in Scotland, you're allowed as a distillery, as a bottler, whoever you are, to put E150A caramel food coloring. It doesn't affect the taste, and you only put it to make the color a bit darker, whether it's for marketing purposes or to get every whiskey from 10 years ago, 20 years ago to now looking the same. That's allowed. So this has no color added. So this is all color given from the casks it was matured in. And non-chill filtered is, so this doesn't go through chill filtration. Quickly, what is chill filtration? Basically, before bottling, they put the whiskey around 2-3 degrees Celsius, and then they pass it through fine meshes. That gets rid of the fatty acids and the esters of the whiskey. And why do they do that? Because for the general consumer, who not, the more discerned consumer, not for them, the general consumer, when they put ice into their whiskey, if it's non-chill filtered, it would get cloudy and hazy. That's called Scotch mist. And it would get cloudy and hazy, and they would think there's something wrong with their whiskey. But there's nothing wrong with that whiskey. It's those fatty acids getting slower by the decreased heat, and then they're just getting a bit more lazy and they're showing themselves. It's good. It's good for the mouthfeel and it's good for the taste. We want everything we can get from those barrels and the spirit. So it's not chill filtered, and it's important. We like our whiskey natural. And product of Scotland. Obviously, for it to say Scotch whiskey, it needs to be distilled, bottled, and sold. Not sold, but it distilled and bottled in Scotland. 46% ABV and 70 CL. So I think that's that's important. And here we come, the last one. This is the English single cask release. Now, single cask is important because it literally means this is from one single cask. Most of the whiskeys you drink, if it doesn't say single cask or single barrel, it means that the whiskey is from it could be single malt. Single malt means location from one distillery, but one bottle. So this is single malt, but it's probably from a marriage, vatting, or a combination of different barrels of whiskey. It could have different ages in it. Single cask means literally one barrel poured into whatever bottles. So the outturn of this one was number of bottles. It says number of bottles 230. So this single cask, cask number B2467, produced 230 bottles. So this is from one single cask, no variation, no other cask included. Date filled is said. They don't have to say that, but it's a good age, 12 years. We know there's no younger whiskey than 12 in here. And date bottled, so date filled and date bottled, so you can guess the age. and peated rum cask matured. It is a peated whiskey, they tell you that. They also put the ppm level, phenol level 61 ppm, phenolic parts per million ppm is that. And then they give you the bottle size and the alcohol by volume. So this is cask number B2467 and bottle number 230. So 200 and sorry, not bottle number. They didn't say which bottle is this, but total bottles were 230. So basically, if you look at what you read and if you dissect it, you can pretty much find what you're looking for. Is it a blended Scotch? Is it a single malt, blended malt? So you just have to know how to read through the bullshit and read the important bits. Velvety smooth, further matured for more deeper concentration of flavor. These are not necessary. These are more marketing information. Not even information, marketing gimmicks. The information they have to put is where it's made at, is it blended, is it single malt, is it single grain, how many years of age, and what's the alcohol by volume. And after that, the regions could write or not, you know, Speyside malt, Island malt, Isla, whatever. Then, you know, let's say one of the Ardbegs, does it say? Oh yeah, Ardbeg says Isla. So it means it's saying that it's from the Isla region, one of the 5 regions of Scotland. So it's just what the bottler writes. The more high end you go, the less gimmicky it gets. But with the blended scotches, especially, you get matured in oak cask for extra smoothness. No, they have to mature it in oak cask if it's a Scotch whiskey. So you have to just know your rules a little bit, and then you're in safe hands. I hope this was educational. I hope I didn't rush it. I am aware of time, so I'm trying to get you the most information in shortest amount of time. And if you like these kinds of videos, please hit that like button and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when I post next. And please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. Till next time, I'll see you guys. Cheers.